Hello, time to produce another Euro sample. I say it's always a bit hard when someone's watching, but so much to talk about after the week in Poland and Ukraine. Some dramatic wins, of course, some surprise sides going out. And let's start by running through the exits, as they say at Posh Spice concerts. Poland, first of all, out of the competition, but with pride. Here's the headline in Gazeta Wyborcza. Our fate is miserable, but it's been a wonderful time. We were crap, it's been good. It's cruel, says the paper, that decade between 72 and 82 gave us the idea that we could actually win something. But since then it's been clearer with every single tournament that the pole is not suited to this most beautiful game. When you play the Czechs with that terrific home support we had and you still can't win, what further proof do you need? Well, also out, and perhaps a slightly bigger shock in Group A, of course, were Russia, whose team had come mainly from Zenit, but they reached a nadir in their exit to the Greeks. They took it well, though. You freaks, says the Moskovsky Komsomolets. You played like women. You broke our hearts. Go to hell, Advocat. Savitsky Sport, here we are. No thought of pride in the motherland, says the paper. Only their own pockets. If supporters risk their own safety to go and follow this team abroad, you don't have the right to lose, and in such a shameful way. Reaction not helped by Andriy Arshavin telling supporters after the Greek defeat, if we did not meet your expectations, it is, frankly, your problem. Mind you, commentators say the fans have their own case to answer with their behaviour in the first two games, and they call the whole experience a black page in Russian football history. Of course, very much the opposite scenario for those Greeks whose win over Russia has seen them lose their marbles all over again. Let's have a look at one or two headlines here. Sport Day, come on! Goal news, he's the Prime Minister of our hearts. And Greek football is healthier than Greek politics, says Athos Meftos, in no way stating the obvious. Have that, Angela Merkel, says Goal News. Look, the debtors have qualified. You try and kick Greece out of the Euro. Now we're going to try and kick Germany out of the Euros, because of course they meet in the quarterfinals. And L'Equipe here from France pointing out that the Greeks have won this one before. Paper quoting the classic Python sketch, Philosopher's World Cup, when Archimedes, Socrates, Plato and Aristotle lined up against Kant, Hegel, Schopenhauer and Nietzsche, and the Greeks won 1-0, says the French paper. Watch out, Germany, there's a Socrates on the field this time too. Now, in Germany's group, meanwhile, the Dutch are far from philosophical about their exit. Telesport, you're the joke of the tournament. Here's the Telegraph. Hide your faces in shame. And hit Perul, rather poignant shot there of sad young Dutch fans with bikes. Oh, we got them back. The massive ego was the orange problem, says the paper. And the Portuguese press agree. Here he is, Ronaldo. 2 goals in the game with Holland, 2 hairdos too, which is a bit greedy when some people don't have any. But it's the day of Ronaldo as Portugal arrive on the Euro scene. Great shot of him here in Publico, Corriere da Manhã. Genius, they say. The country can sleep easy. We've got our hero back. Wow. What else has been in the news? Nicholas Bentner's pants. Right, just when we thought he wasn't. A whopping 100,000 euros fine from UEFA for his sponsored gear there. But interestingly enough, no sympathy from the Danish press. It was an expensive ego trip, says Extra Bladet. You sold the soul of our team. Meanwhile, over in Group C, where Ireland did a convincing impression of Shane McGowan. They were in a rough-looking group. They sang well, but proved toothless, while the Italians spent the last few days worrying about a Group C biscuit. I.e. a deal between Croatia and Spain, especially when Marca went on the morning of their game with Croatia with this. Don't worry, Italy, we're not resentful, with a picture of Luis Enrique's smashed up nose from an Italian elbow in 1994. Corriere dello Sport replies with, don't try it. 200 million eyes are watching you. And chastened by that, of course, on Monday night, Spain duly won by a single late Jesus Navas goal. Navas in doubt. Really? Let's have a look at one or two headlines there anyway. El Mundo, a goal to chase away the suspicions. AS with, we're top of the group, but what a scare it was. Sport, Cesc comes to the rescue. He set up the winning goal. And Marca, to be champions, sometimes you have to suffer. Well, there you go then. Spain go through to face, from Group D, England, of course. Ukraine, of course. France, of course. You can just delete that as appropriate. I'm not coming back in. Anyway, we'll have the reaction to those games, the quarterfinals, very, very soon when we return with our next instalment of the Euro Papers. Make sure you join us then.